Welcome to Friday in Raw Food Rehab. I decided to get out of the rehab unit and to come out into, it's freshly stormed this morning, and it's pretty muggy at this point, and my yard's trashed because we had 60-mile-an-hour winds, but I thought that I would take you on a tour of my garden. And it's not that impressive, but it's a start, and I just wanted to show you what I have going on so far this summer. So let's get up and look around. First of all, I've told you all before that we don't own our home, we rent. So I kind of feel like I need to be careful about what all I exactly do to this yard. This is my little row of tomato plants. I hope you can see that. And so they're just growing, and I think we've got some action starting up. You can see little baby tomatoes in there. They're coming up. Yep. And so I've taken you on Raw Food before. I've taken you on a yard tour. So let me come back here. I really have to walk and be careful because it is a landmine back here with 3 dogs, you can imagine. This is a deal that my dad, whoops, sorry, that was a mosquito. This is basically a wire thing that my dad built. And so what I do with this is I put all my compost in here. I mean, you can see, like, from some of my juicing episodes, I put all the pulp and everything in here. But what I noticed the other day is I've got 2 little tomato plants coming up, and the only thing I can think of is that has to be from the seeds that have come out of some of the tomatoes that I've used. And the other thing that we use is a crank composter. And there's nothing in here right now because I've taken it out, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it opens up and you can, well, there is a little bit of compost in there right now, but this is supposed to create compost within like 15 days. And also, like, I put big things in there. My dad's always getting on to me because he's Mr. Organic Gardener, and he's like, don't be putting those big things. You need to grind it up or whatever, but it's working for me. Now, over here, my next door neighbor was kind enough to donate some squash to me. So I did do just a little garden right up beside the house. It's going to be yellow squash. And you can kind of see that we've got some babies starting here. And I love the squash blossoms. I mean, they're beautiful. Which I think that kind of already closed up for the day. I think they freaked out on that rain. But what else I have is, oh, it's so small. It's a little baby jalapeno. Jalapenos, which I love. 2 different kinds of sage. Flat leaf parsley. I think that's crawling thyme. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Eddie. Eddie's the keeper of the garden. Basil, which I love. That's savory, I think. Is what, sorrel, sorry. Sorrel, which is kind of like spinach. It's a little bit more hardcore. That's going to be a yellow bell pepper. And here's one more that I pulled out of the compost pile. It's going to be a tomato. So I put that there. And then this was a flower bed at one point, but we've got all this back in the back. That's lamb's quarters, and it's a weed. I'm probably one of the only people that actually cultivates and grows weeds in my garden, but that's one of the most nutritious greens that you can put in your smoothies. I love fresh mint. Do you all have mint? I mean, it grows like nuts. You can't, if you don't have a green thumb, you can grow mint. More basil, basil, basil. Got some chives. They kind of got beat up by the rain. And then just some cannas. Oh, almost forgot. Wild rosemary. Oregano? Yeah, Greek oregano. And everybody needs a aloe vera plant. You see the aloe vera? It's really doing well. And then that's lemongrass. Kind of back up and let you see it's the lemongrass plant, which I will use in juicing and all kinds of other things. And one other thing I like to do when I come out and work in the garden, because I get so dehydrated so quickly, is I make a little fresh pitcher of, this is fresh pure water. And I've sliced up oranges and lemons and limes, and I've put fresh mint in there. So what I like to do when I'm working, I don't usually use a wine glass, but since you're here as my guest, I thought I'd make it awfully pretty for you. And then put a little sprig of fresh mint. Let me have a sip of that. Oh my gosh. Okay, now the other thing I do is, do you know about this? JT's Organic and Raw Kombucha. So what I'll do, okay, y'all know, don't shake up the kombucha before you open it, because I did that the first time. And so I'll just top my drink off with some fizzy kombucha, and that makes for a fabulous, fabulous cocktail that's non-alcoholic. I mean, kombucha's got like 0.5% alcohol in it, and some people that are hardcore 100% clean, pure, raw people can notice a little wooziness. I don't notice wooziness. And the last thing I want to brag to you about today is my little hydrangea bush. I just pulled a bouquet together, and I mean, it has just done so great. It's in the front yard, and after the rain, it was pounding down, and so I picked the weakest looking blooms and decided that I would enjoy a fresh bouquet while I'm out puttering around in my yard. I've got a lot of weeding to do. That's the best time to weed your garden, is right after a heavy rain. And the soil is just ready, and you can just pluck them out, and it goes really quick. So this is my garden. It's limited, it's small, but I'm going to be able to harvest tons of tomatoes and peppers. I'll be making my own homemade salsa. And so tomorrow what I want to talk about with you is getting to know your local farmer. And I'm going to take you with me to the Cherry Street Farmers Market and let you meet my CSA farmers, which CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture, Emily and Mike, and they run Three Springs Farm. So we're going to talk to them tomorrow. And Bunny, I would love it if you have pictures of your square foot garden. If you can post those, or if you have a video. I know you've shown that before, but we would love to see that since we're talking about gardening. I'm going to be posting several links underneath this video that I think you all would find very interesting and informative. So have a great rest of your Friday, and I'll see you at the farmers market tomorrow. Bye.